Caleb's childhood sweetheart, Isabel, had her stomach ruptured by a shot put, and he thought I did it. Caleb took me to the sandpit where Isabel was hit, and had people throw shot puts at me, 1 million for each hit. Bitch, you dared to use a shot put on Isabel, now you can taste it too. He coldly turned and left, while my blood dyed the entire sandpit red. I watched with a dead heart as the excited figures walked further and further away. 2 weeks later, the system notified him. If Serena dies, you will only have 1 month to live. Completing Serena's last wish will extend the deadline by 1 day. He hurriedly led people to the sandpit, but my incomplete corpse had already dried out in the sun. A week later, Caleb arrived at the shot put training field. Mr. Caleb, Coach Serena hasn't come in today, and she doesn't answer her phone. There's a TV station here to interview her, the gold medal coach. As soon as Caleb walked in and stood still, the assistant coach rushed up to him. Serena hasn't come in today? Caleb stamped his foot in anger. After a moment of contemplation, he muttered with a fierce look. What a drama queen. So what if she got hit a few times by a shot put? She dares to give me the cold shoulder? Does she think this training field can't survive without her? Where's the interview? I'll go. The assistant coach reached out to stop him. Mr. Caleb, they specifically asked for Coach Serena to go. It might not be appropriate for you to go. Caleb kicked the assistant coach in the thigh and roared. You listen to me. I invested in building this training field. I'm the boss here. Yes. Yes, Mr. Caleb, I was wrong. The assistant coach clutched his kicked thigh and apologized repeatedly. Those who understand the times are heroes. You can only go far if you see the situation clearly. With that, Caleb swaggered to the interview, but the reporters just left. Assistant coach. Get me a car. A bunch of blind bastards. The assistant coach, seeing Caleb's furious face, carefully drove the car over. The car quickly arrived in front of Isabel's house. Caleb, carrying tonics like ginseng and deer antler, walked into the private villa he bought for Isabel. Isabel hurriedly hit a man, and plastered herself to Caleb with a smile. Why are you here, Caleb brother? Caleb directly picked Isabel up in a princess carry and placed her on the bed. You're still injured. Why did you get out of bed? Does your stomach still hurt? Isabel playfully hit his chest. It's much better now. It's all thanks to Caleb brother taking care of me. That's why I recovered so quickly. But who would want to hurt me like this? Isabel frowned, looking frightened. It must be Serena. That narrow-minded woman is capable of anything. How could it be Serena? Serena is so kind, I don't believe it. Isabel covered her mouth in surprise, unable to hide her shock. Isabel, you're just too kind and innocent. You can't see the wickedness of people. Don't worry, I've already punished her for you. I'm sorry, Caleb brother. It's all my fault for letting Serena misunderstand you. When I'm fully recovered, I definitely won't appear in front of you two to bother you again. Isabel said as she shed tears, her pitiful appearance heartbreaking. Caleb hugged her tightly. Don't worry, I won't let you leave. Just stay here and rest. If she comes to bother you again, I'll break up with her. Nestled in Caleb's arms, Isabel slyly curved her lips. I coldly watched her upward turning lips, only in the form of a ghost. And Caleb also had a worthless smile on his face. How laughable. This is the man Serena went out of her way to marry. I came from a wealthy family, but I was passionate about sports, especially the shot put. So when I went to college, I chose the sports major without hesitation, and became classmates with Caleb in the sports department. From then on, Caleb took me to the sandpit to practice shot put every day. His shot put skills were very good, and I gradually fell for this hard-working and ambitious man. After graduating from college, I insisted on marrying this poor boy, against my family's wishes. He didn't like to smile, not even at the wedding. I thought it was his nature, born not to like smiling. But his good brother told me that Caleb smiled foolishly at a photo every day. The photo was of his childhood sweetheart, who he grew up sleeping in the same bed with. But at the time, my heart and eyes were full of him, and I told his brother not to joke around and ruin our marital bliss. Fate is fickle. Just as I was enjoying a happy and fulfilling life, my parents died in a car accident on a rainy night because of brake failure. The car was wrecked and there was no evidence left behind, so it was eventually determined to be an accident. I was heartbroken and didn't even bother to manage the company that my parents had painstakingly built. At this time, Caleb patted my shoulder and said to me gently, "Wife, just focus on mourning your parents. Don't worry about the company. I'll take care of it for you." I leaned in his arms and sighed. How lucky I am to have met such a gentle and considerate man. Later, in order to make me happy, he specifically used the company's money to build a shot put training field for me. He said that I was the head coach of this training field, and that if I focused on training people, I wouldn't be so sad. In 3 years, I didn't go to the company once, and I made my shot put training field bigger and bigger, and it even entered the top 3 in the national rankings. I once thought that he would manage the company and I would be in charge of the field, and that we would just live a long and steady life like this, and life would be complete. Until his childhood sweetheart appeared. I found that he loved to laugh, a smile he never showed me. I thought it was the love of a brother for his sister, but now it seems that it's not that simple. All the nannies and servants in this villa call Isabel Madam. She enjoys it, and so does he. They were still immersed in this embrace, unable to extricate themselves, until the assistant coach knocked on the door. "Mr. Caleb, where exactly is Coach Serena? If she doesn't show up again, the assistant coaches in the field are going to resign," he said anxiously. "We have thousands of coaches waiting for you at the field." Caleb slammed the table and stood up. "What did you say? Serena hasn't gone to the training field yet? Isn't she most concerned about her shot put? Bitch, she's pulling this trick on me. Call her until she answers." The assistant coach was so anxious that his legs were shaking a little. "Mr. Caleb, if I could get through, I wouldn't be looking for you. We've been calling for a whole week." Isabel got up and patted Caleb's back. "Brother, you go ahead and get busy. I'll wait for you obediently." He gently rubbed Isabel's head, then turned to look at the assistant coach fiercely. "Let's go to the field." Caleb cursed all the way. "If I find her, I'm going to give her a good beating." When they arrived at the training field, the coaches swarmed to block Caleb, saying they wanted an explanation. "Shut up. What are you guys doing? Are so many coaches no match for Serena?" Someone with a loud voice in the crowd shouted. "Coach Serena is a nationally renowned gold medal coach. Many students come in her name, and she handles many international competitions. We can't do it. And the students have signed contracts. If they don't become elites, we have to pay liquidated damages. One is nothing, but there are tens of thousands of students." Caleb roared. "I don't care, you're getting paid by me. If you can't do it, then get out, and let those who can do it come up." The coaches left in indignation, and Caleb had his company assistant go to his office to see him. He clenched the corner of the table tightly, his eyes with a bloodthirsty light. "Go find her. Dig 3 feet into the ground and find her. See how I deal with her." Looking at his vicious appearance, I couldn't imagine that these were the words a husband could say to his wife of many years. I was so stupid. I was deceived by this wolf in sheep's clothing for so many years. Who says ghosts have no feelings? It clearly hurts, a pain like 10,000 arrows piercing the heart. At this moment, another voice came from within my light body. "Hello, dear host. I am your ghost system after death, the intermediary for connecting with the real world. If you have any last wishes, I can help you convey them." The mechanical voice touched my soul again and again. "Can I contact anyone through you?" I asked cautiously, as if talking to myself. "No, according to your final cause of death. Your instructions can only be bound to Mr. Caleb. I'll give you a week, you can give him a mandatory instruction." It turned out that even after death, I couldn't break away from Caleb, not even my soul could get rid of him. "Assistant, go to the Loving Heart Welfare Institute, and pick up a little boy named Noah. He's her favorite child. She won't be able to resist showing up." The assistant was stunned in place. He was an old employee left by my parents. He knew that Noah was a child I had been taking care of for many years. What was he planning to do by taking him out of the orphanage? "If you don't go, then get the hell out." Caleb pointed his finger at him and roared. "I understand." The special assistant shook his head and left the door helplessly. "Serena, aren't you going to come out? Then I'll let this child disappear with you," Caleb said, narrowing his eyes. I was so angry I almost fainted. How could he be so cruel? He only knew to make me appear. He never thought about why I hadn't appeared. He never truly cared about my life or death. I ignored all obstacles and married him. After the marriage, I knew he was infertile, but I didn't divorce him. It's just that I really like children, and often go to the orphanage to take care of them. The first time I met Noah, he was particularly affectionate with me. I really wanted to take him home and raise him, but Caleb said it was an insult to him. And in the end, I didn't bring Noah home. I was afraid of hurting his self-esteem, so I often secretly went to see Noah alone. Being hit by a shot put until I was a bloody mess didn't hurt this much. Seeing him and Isabel being so affectionate didn't hurt this much either. The words "make the child disappear" really hurt me so much, so much. After Noah was taken out, he was thrown into the villa Caleb bought for Isabel. Isabel treated him like a child laborer, constantly hitting and scolding him. Caleb sent photos of the injuries on Noah's body to our chat box every day, but he didn't know that my phone had been smashed along with me by the shot put that day. He thought that if I saw these photos, I would quickly appear in front of him, but after waiting 3 or 4 days, there was no sign of me. Noah gently tugged at Isabel's clothes, and said with a wronged expression, "Auntie, I will work obediently, can you let Serena mommy see me? Get away, you dirty child. You are the one who needs to hurry up and make that woman come out." Isabel pushed Noah away forcefully, and the little bear he wasn't holding very tight was thrown a meter away. When Caleb returned here, he questioned Noah again. "Dead child, tell me, has she secretly looked for you these past few days? Speak." Noah shook his head and whimpered, "No, I haven't seen Serena mommy. She is good. Can you not bully her?" Seeing Noah carefully speaking up for me, and he was still so young, such a little thing, suffering this inhumane treatment because of me. It's so uncomfortable. My heart is so sour, and the choking words are stuck in my throat and I can't say them. I'm sorry, it's me who implicated this child, making him suffer so much for nothing. Looking at the injuries on his body, I want to return it to them tenfold. Seeing Isabel standing here now, perfectly fine, not looking like someone who had a ruptured stomach. Before hearing that Isabel had been hit in the stomach with a shot put and it ruptured, I was cleaning up the equipment on the training field. All the students had already gone back. Only I was left to check for safety hazards. This was the daily routine. After finishing the inspection, I drove home, but was intercepted on the road and taken into a van with a black hood over my head. When I saw the light again, I was faced with a group of burly men in black and Caleb. He didn't give me a chance to speak, just left a sentence and turned to leave. "Whoever can hit her, I'll give $1 million for each hit." Although my hands and feet were not tied, standing in front of me was a group of big men holding shot puts. The phone I had just taken out was smashed, and I was plunged into an endless barrage of shot puts. From beginning to end he never asked me, "Isn't there some misunderstanding?" A week later the system's voice appeared again. "Dear host, the time has come. You can transfer a mandatory instruction to Mr. Caleb. Anything is possible." "Yes. Then tell him, if I die, he will only live for 1 month. Unless he fulfills one of my wishes, he can live 1 more day." My voice was very cold, filled with deep resentment. Caleb arrived at the company, only to be blocked by tens of thousands of students at the entrance. He panicked and grabbed the assistant coach. "What's going on?" "Mr. Caleb, I told you a week ago that we can't lose Coach Serena, but you haven't taken any action. The students have come to demand breach of contract compensation." "Worthless. A bunch of useless people." The assistant coach interrupted Caleb's reprimand and took the initiative to say, "I admit it, so I quit. This training field, without Coach Serena, just won't work." He took off his employee badge and left with a group of coaches, leaving only the company employees and tens of thousands of students. "What should we do, Mr. Caleb?" "We should find Coach Serena first, otherwise we can't solve this urgent problem at all. The breach of contract compensation for so many students. Even selling the company wouldn't be enough to pay it off." Caleb looked at the unsolvable situation now, and he finally thought of me. His hands trembling, he grabbed the special assistant's collar. "Have you found her? Have you found her?" "Ah." I smiled and awakened the system inside me. "Go ahead, you can issue the instruction." Looking at Caleb's dazed expression, gradually slumping to the ground, I knew he had received the instruction. "Found her. Mr. Caleb found her." He got up immediately like grasping at a lifeline, and rushed out with a group of people to find me. Go hurry, that dead woman can't die. Caleb muttered incoherently. The special assistant was a little exhausted and said tremblingly, Mr. Caleb, I'm afraid. You won't see Coach Serena. Complete. Caleb grabbed the special assistant's collar, furious. What are you saying? She dares to betray me. The special assistant was anxious and cried out, Mr. Caleb, you should go to the scene and see for yourself. Caleb clenched his fists. If she dares to do anything to betray me, I will never let her off easily. The car drove into that familiar training field, and I focused all my attention on Caleb's expression. Caleb got out of the car angrily, and was stunned when he walked to the sand pit. I looked at my corpse, riddled with holes from being hit, and having been exposed to the sun for so many days, it had long become a dried corpse. I suddenly felt disgusted by my own corpse. Mr. Caleb, as you can see, Ms. Serena is already dead. From now on, you have 1 month to live. His legs went weak and he knelt on the ground, staring unblinkingly at my corpse. A liquid soaked the sand pit, and the people who came with him covered their noses, and some of them fainted. Ah, this isn't her. This isn't. Watching Caleb roar so madly, I felt inexplicably relieved. He was afraid. I gave the system a few instructions and asked it to convey my first wish. Mr. Caleb, Miss Serena's first wish is for you and Isabel to kneel down and apologize to Noah, and let him return to the orphanage. Come out. Come out. I know you're here. Caleb grabbed wildly at the air with both hands, looking like a mental patient. His colleagues behind him, seeing this tragic scene, were about to take out their phones to call the police, but Caleb snatched them away and smashed them on the ground. You all get out. No calling the police. Although the group of people had doubts, seeing Caleb in this state, they all ran out first, and the colleagues who had fainted were also carried out. He suddenly calmed down, slowly crawled to my corpse and touched my head. Why did you die? How could you die? A feeling of dry heaving surged up. Even as a ghost, I could be disgusted by someone like Caleb, truly disgusting. When he had people hit me with such heavy shot puts, he didn't think I would be hurt. He didn't think I might die because of it. For 2 whole weeks, he didn't personally take the initiative to look for me, but now he was standing here saying such high-sounding words. I looked at Caleb like a stranger. It seemed like I had never known him. He carried my corpse back to Isabel's villa, and Isabel screamed immediately, but she quickly calmed down. Caleb, is this Serena? Her eyes even had a light of surprise in them, like seeing some rare gift. Caleb placed my corpse on the floor, then hugged Isabel tightly, burying his head in her neck. Isabel hugged him back, unable to hide her excitement. Caleb, don't worry, I'll take care of you better than Serena. I'll take care of you even better. I looked at this person coldly. I was used to this kind of scene. I just didn't expect it to be so uninhibited in front of my corpse. I was just about to have the system remind Caleb again when Noah suddenly ran down the stairs and ran incredulously to my corpse. I really wanted to support Noah, who was a little unsteady, but I couldn't touch him. Serena, mommy, wake up. Noah is already very good. Why did you become like this? Look at Noah, okay? Noah will be even better, and won't make Uncle Caleb and Aunt Isabel angry. Silly child, he still thought that it was because he wasn't good enough that I died. Isabel grabbed Noah's arm and slapped him hard, drawing blood from the corner of his mouth. Then she nestled into Caleb's arms, acting coquettishly. Caleb, Serena is already gone. This child is useless. Let him go out, okay? It was so late, yet she was letting a 6-year-old child go out. Did she have any conscience at all? I hated it. I hated dying so early. Otherwise, I would definitely tear them to pieces. I woke up the system and forced Caleb to execute the first command. Okay, my dear host, kneel. Isabel looked at Caleb in disbelief, unable to believe his words. Caleb grabbed Isabel's arm and forcibly pushed her down, but Isabel resisted fiercely, and only knelt after being slapped by him. Are you crazy, Caleb? Who are you kneeling to? Kneeling to your dead wife. Isabel stared at Caleb with bloodshot eyes. Caleb pressed her head and forced her to kowtow to the ground. Noah, I'm sorry, it's Uncle and this aunt who are sorry for you. Tomorrow, Uncle will send you back to the orphanage. I looked at Noah, hoping it would make him feel better. But he kept crying, breaking my heart. At this time, I told the system my second wish. I want Caleb to copy and paste all the injuries Noah suffered onto Isabel every day. I will make them both pay the price. Just you wait. The next day, Noah was successfully sent back to the orphanage, but even this could not extinguish my guilt towards the child. I can only make Isabel and Caleb pay for the sins he suffered, with interest. The woman's screams came from the villa, very tragic. I could tell it was Isabel's voice. This sound echoed in the villa for days, until Caleb took the initiative to find my system. What is the third wish? Tell me quickly. There are not many days left. Serena, what else do you want me to do? He wandered around the empty villa, as if looking for my soul. I just wouldn't give him what he wanted. The shot-put training ground ultimately couldn't be maintained. Watching my hard work go down the drain, my heart was bleeding. But it also became the last straw that broke Caleb's back. Caleb sold off his properties, leaving only the villa he bought for Isabel. In addition, he also dumped a large number of company stocks, just to cash out. The huge breach of contract fees from the students were suffocating him. In just 1 week, Caleb looked 10 years older. On this day, I saw the man Isabel hid back then, appearing in the villa. I curled my lips slightly. I had the third wish. Dear host, I'm here. Reminder, Caleb has a full week left to live. Watching Caleb counting down the days on his fingers, I will give him 1 more day. System, third wish, remind Caleb that a thief has entered his house. Let's see if he has the ability to catch them. Okay, my dear host. Caleb was furious when he heard the news. He actually went directly to Isabel. You bitch, I bought you a villa, fed you and gave you drink, and you dare to betray me. Isabel probably didn't expect Caleb to find out so quickly. Actually, I didn't expect it either, but I soon realized it. In college, he couldn't bear to see me talking to other boys, not even about shot put. He always said, Serena, please don't talk to them, okay? I'll be jealous. I always smiled and agreed. I thought it was favoritism, but it was actually perversion. True love is never selfish possession, but watching one's spouse proudly bloom in the sun, cheering for her. Caleb grabbed Isabel's hair fiercely. Her mouth was swollen and red from being beaten, and now she looked like neither human nor ghost. On this day, Caleb was taken away by the police. The colleague who accompanied him out that day immediately called the police, and at the same time called the mental hospital in preparation. The police had been secretly observing Caleb for a few days, until they received Isabel's confession call. Police officers, please save me. This madman Caleb not only murdered his wife, but also subjected me to long-term domestic violence. Please arrest him quickly. My soul also followed Caleb to the police station. Caleb, did your wife Serena's death have anything to do with you? My soul and the police officer stood in the same direction, staring at Caleb intently. Where is her body now? Caleb counted the numbers on his fingers. 5-3. Haven't hit Isabel yet today. Need to paste. Caleb muttered to himself while sitting on the chair. I sneered. My childhood sweetheart was nothing in the face of life and death. I didn't kill her. Serena wasn't killed by me. None of them were killed by me. He suddenly shouted. Then he shook his head crazily. Caleb's them reminded me that my parents' death might also be related to him. I remember that my parents' car was regularly maintained every year, and the brakes had never had any problems for many years. So how could they fail in the second month after Caleb came? System, fourth wish. I shouted anxiously at myself, even though no one could hear my roar. Dear host, I'm here again. Reminder, Mr. Caleb has 3 days left to live. Only 3 days left. I must make him confess the truth about my parents' death within these 3 days. Tell him, as long as he tells me the real cause of my parents' death, I will allow him to live 3 more months. I heard the system relay my instructions to Caleb. He instantly calmed down from his crazy state. I looked at Caleb, and he actually looked in my direction. I couldn't help but tremble. Could he see me? Dear host, Mr. Caleb has refused. System. Can he see me? Yes, dear host, Mr. Caleb just voluntarily reduced his life to 1 day, just to see you. I asked anxiously. Aren't you my system? Why are you listening to him? System. Dear host, this way I can get off work earlier. Bye-bye. I never heard the system's voice again. Caleb stared at me intently, his mouth slightly raised. The police followed his line of sight, then turned back and said sternly, Caleb, confess and be lenient, resist and be strict, tell us everything you know. He still just stared at me, not letting go of the corners of his mouth. Serena. I suddenly looked at him. He smiled very brightly. It was a smile he had never shown me before. In the past, I would have looked forward to it, but now I only felt disgusted. Even if someone who has done evil has good intentions at the last moment, it cannot extinguish the harm he has done to me before. Caleb, I will not forgive you. I looked at him with a cold expression, my tone very resolute. I didn't expect you to forgive me either. He could actually hear my words. This was a conversation between reality and the soul. The only way to atone is to tell the whole truth. That way, I can still respect you. Caleb suddenly laughed. The police officers looked at him incredulously. It seemed that preparing the mental hospital doctor was useful. I thought so too. I admit that I tampered with your parents' car. Their brakes failed because of me. By doing this, I just wanted you to respect me. Serena, you simply don't understand how a poor boy like me lives. Ever since college, they said I wasn't good enough for you. I was fed up with that feeling. I stared at him with bloodshot eyes, wishing I could tear him apart with my hands. I have never looked down on you. You yourself were self-deprecating, looking down on yourself. You were fed up. That's not your reason for harming my parents. Nor is it the reason for harming me in order to maintain your face in front of Isabel. Also, I never asked anyone to harm Isabel with a shot put. I am not Caleb, and I would never use such a life-threatening way to make others respect me. I understand. The police recorded Caleb's statement in its entirety. Ultimately, the police found my body in the basement of Isabel's villa, sealed inside an exquisite glass coffin. No matter how beautiful the packaging, seeing my own corpse always made me feel disgusted. My last wish for Caleb. Please, officer, cremate my body and scatter the ashes off a cliff. At midnight, Caleb died. His death was inexplicable. But everyone said he got what he deserved. And Isabel went insane after hearing the news of Caleb's death. She voluntarily went to a mental hospital. Before my soul dissipated, the system appeared again. Dear host, congratulations on achieving your revenge. This system will grant you one last wish, which can be conveyed to anyone. I floated to the orphanage, looking at Noah's sleeping face. I felt at peace. Let the last wish be for Noah. I placed a small teddy bear on his pillow with the words, May Noah be healthy and well every year. Mommy Serena is always by your side. As my soul dissipated, the night was especially quiet, without any strife.